Hi, I'm Cat Cubie, and over the next 15 minutes or so, we're going to be taking a look at both the inside and the outside of Sportingbet.com. We're going to find out what keeps the website, also known as the shop, open for business, and what keeps its customers coming back time after time. But first of all, we're off on a trip to London to find out what their CEO, Chief Executive Officer, had to say about why he joined Sportingbet.com, and also what keeps the company running on a day-to-day basis.
If I look back to the first day I joined, I think like anyone, you're always very nervous on your first day, aren't you? I mean, first thing you want to do is phone up your mates and tell them your new phone number, work out where the coffee machine is and work out where the toilets are. In my case, that took several days. But now, once I became more established, one of the things I loved was the fact that people were so friendly, it was so fast moving. I do like the fact that even though it's a large business, it feels like a small business. So you always feel you have something to contribute, that you can make a difference. And I think some of the ways that Sportingbet differentiates itself is we've tried much harder than many of our competitors to make ourselves diversified throughout Europe. We're not reliant on any particular market or any particular country. We're also unique in the big players by having an Australian operation, which gives us another diversified leg, another set of bets for people to bet on. And I think one of the things that we do very well, and I'd like to think we do better than other people, is we're much more customer care focused than other people. We do have the biggest customer service operation, and we've tried hard and invested strongly in that to make the experience so much better for the customers all the way through. Just having a good internet site in the internet space is not enough. You have to have a fully rounded customer experience. As a UK PLC, our shareholders are fairly stand back. Now by that I mean they're pension funds and UK institutions, and they let the management get on with the day-to-day running of the business. Today Sportingbet employs the best part of 550 people, and I can see that it will easily be 600, 650 people within 12 months. We're within the top 300 companies in the UK. We have a turnover in the billions of pounds, and the profitability in cash we have in the business is in the tens or even hundreds of millions. When we started up, it was one individual taking bets from a handful of people on some ropey IT with a website that, if we're honest, didn't really work very well. These days, it's one of the best websites in the world. We have world-beating IT. We take bets from over 250,000 people a day, facing into many countries across the globe. I still think that it will be an exciting business in the future. It's been very exciting over the last 10 years or the 8 years that I've been here, and I think you'll see more and more excitement. If anything, I think you're going to see it evolve even quicker. I think the merging of television and mobile phones and PCs into almost one medium is going to make things much faster, the technology much more complicated, and the whole entertainment experience much richer.
One of the most impressive things about Sportingbet is its global coverage. Whether it's Madrid, Helsinki, Warsaw or even Brasilia, they have a huge international presence. And apart from poker, casino and the online games on offer, the sportsbook is the biggest part of the business. So let's follow the journey of a single bet through the sportsbook and find out exactly what goes on behind the scenes. To do this, we'll stay in London and head over to the IT and web teams.
Yeah, I guess it's easiest to view the IT department as divided broadly into two. So there's an area of the department that generates new product for customers, that puts up new games or new ways to bet. And that will involve some project managers, business analysts, teams of developers and testers. And then there's a part of the department that looks after the operational running of all of our systems, our infrastructure. So the way it works is that the IT department will build, if you like, the sort of structure and building blocks to the website, and then the web team will do the designing on top of those building blocks and generate the content. So we work very closely with them, but they're not a part of the IT department. They're more aligned to marketing. We make sure that we mix and match who's working with each other as often as we can. So particularly in the development area, we divide people up on a 2-week basis into what are called sprints. So you rarely have the same people working with one another. We try to make sure that everyone knows what's going on in each other's teams. So we try to put things up on whiteboards. We've got some rigorous criteria on deciding what the benefits of each piece of work are, and then we calculate the costs. So whether that's buying more boxes or whether it's internal time, we then work out the cost benefit And then we'll overlay, I guess, a little bit of sort of magic dust to say what do we think will actually fly and what won't. So we've got 24/7 remote monitoring of all of our systems, and that's all automated. And we've also got a big dashboard in the operations area so that everyone can see at any moment exactly what's going on with the systems. It's really important that everyone in the department is on top of that. Any outage, any sort of downtime is disastrous for our customers. So we've got a real goal to make sure it's up and running constantly.
Okay, that's the IT and web team, and now that we understand that part of the business a little better, well, it's time to place our first bet. But first things first, we'll need to open a Sportingbet account, and luckily, that takes just 2 easy steps. First, we'll need to provide some personal information, name, address, some contact details, that sort of thing. Then choose a username and password to log in with. Next, we'll select the currency we'd like to manage our account in, and finally click the register button. Okay, now the next stage is to put some cash into the account. You can do this by using your credit or debit card, but there's some other forms of payment available. But credit and debit cards are by far the easiest methods to use. Once you've deposited, the money shows up in the account. It's time to place that first bet. First thing to do is choose what to bet on. Let's choose football. Okay, next we select an event. We'll check out the Russian Premier League for Spartak Moscow. Here we can view the different markets and odds for the game. Home win, draw or away win, or even the final score. I think we'll go for an away win though. Odds of 13-5 look good to me. Next we enter the stake, place the bet and accept the confirmation. And we're all done. And hey, it's there. Okay, so that was easy. But behind the scenes, there's a lot of careful planning needed. So let me take you on the next part of the journey, where we go to the Channel Island of Guernsey and meet the traders.
Well, apart from finance and marketing, Guernsey is also the centre of the sports trading operation. So it takes a lot to get an event up on the website. From the very starting point where we use the trading software that we have to actually create the event, that event needs to be accurately set up, it needs to be timed out, and all of that work tends to be done by our bank of junior traders. One of the more skillful elements required to get the event onto the website is for a more experienced trader to accurately compile the true probability outcome of that event and therefore convert that into an odds price. The odds are then inserted into the event that's been created in the system, and at that point it can be turned live and then will display and show on the websites. The primary purpose of most of the screens that you see out there are the trading liabilities and the trading scroller. These are the things that the traders have to be the most focused on. All of the bets that we strike are struck over the internet, so the only alert mechanism we have as to what we have taken in terms of wagers on different selections and different prices is the visual scroller that we view throughout the day. And it's very important that traders remain very focused in on what they're seeing on the scroller and that they're able to react to what they see. There's definitely not a typical day for a trader. Every day is very different. So you do get scenarios where large amounts of money are going through these matches, where traders are jumping for joy or head in hands at despair at the outcome of a goal. But it's very important that the person trading the game in running remains as calm and as level-headed as they can, because ultimately that's the job responsibility. Once an event is finished, then obviously there's a requirement to have all the wagers on that event settled. So it's our responsibility to ensure that the event's result is posted and then that result is passed to the settler, which will automatically settle each of the bets placed. And of course these feeds can't cover every single event that we might trade, so there is still often an element of manual settlement required as well. And in that case it's the trader's responsibility trading that sport or that market to manually key in the result of that in order for it to pass through to the settler to get all of those wagers that the customers have placed posted. In terms of making it fun, I think it's a serious business and we mustn't forget that. What sports trading does in terms of job fulfillment is give a trader the excitement of their decision, their calculation of price, making the difference between a profit and loss for the company. And that does give a certain buzz, a certain excitement level that you probably wouldn't get in most jobs that are out there in the world. The word boring certainly doesn't come into sports trading. It's different, and the profit and loss element of a person's judgment makes the job very cutting edge.
Okay, well that was the trading floor. They look busy, don't they? But we're busy too, and we've still got 2 more stops to make. Next we'll stay here in Guernsey and visit the folks in the marketing department, who along with the help of the in-country sales teams look after the new customers, as well as keeping the existing customers happy. Let's take a look at how.
Online as an entity is much newer than the traditional, say, TV or press. However, the marketing golden rules, if you like, in my opinion, still apply. You still need to make it relevant, you still need to make it pertinent, and you still need to get their emotions going. If a customer isn't emotionally attached to whatever it is you put in front of them, then they'll never be engaged enough to act. Underpinning all that though, we have to be absolutely crystal clear. There are hygiene factors that we have to get right if we're to retain customers, bar nothing. In marketing, I can tell them that everything's rosy till the cows come home, but ultimately if it's not rosy, they're just going to look at it and go, yep, see a rose, smell something totally different. And those hygiene factors that we have to get absolutely crucially right are customer services. So when they ring up, if they have a problem, how do we deal with that? Is the website robust? Is it easily accessible? You know, can I as a customer get on, bet when I want, where I want, how I want and what I want? Can I get money in and out? Right, so this is obviously a bigger issue in some domains than some of the others, but it's really crucial. And that retaining a customer, once we've got those hygiene factors right, then it's just about putting that little bit of the icing on the cake and saying, hey, there's no reason to leave, you can trust us, we do everything really well, but here's that extra little bit that's just for you, because I understand who you as a person actually are, and here's that extra little bit, and that's what keeps a customer. Marketing generally is split into several functions. So we have the execution side, which you will have seen earlier, which is around the web team, which is about putting things up and out in front of the customer. We then have acquisition and retention, and within acquisition and retention we have I guess different functions, some around campaign management, some around execution, and all in reality about getting something out for the customer that makes them feel warm, cosy and want to bet with us. Sales and marketing are 2 peas in the same pod, if you like, in so much as we need to understand a customer to be able to communicate with them. And in marketing, that's what we do, we communicate with the customer. We need to do that in 17 domains, 6 regions, across the world. And the only way we can get that information is actually for the sales team to help us, because the sales team, they're our eyes and ears on the ground. They're the guys that live, eat, breathe that market. And they deal with them in a very specific way that makes it real and pertinent for that individual person. Are they Harry? Are they John? Do they have 1 kid? Do they have a horse? Do they drive 4-wheel drive? Do they ride motorbikes? It's all about understanding that customer and ultimately getting them the message that's relevant and pertinent to them.
The sales team in each territory varies. It depends. And in Spain it's about 10 people. In Germany we are 3 people. So it very varies from territory to territory. The main structure of the sales team is by product, which means we have a casino and poker manager, we have a sportsbook manager and affiliate manager. We are planning with marketing, for example, promotions for the weekend when the Bundesliga or the Premier League kicks off or starts, or they're very important games. We run promotions around certain games, and this is what we discuss with marketing. What sort of promotion should we run? Which is the best way to execute the promotion, and this is how we work on a daily basis. But besides marketing, I do need real good contact with the customer service and the trading team. The trading department is extremely close to the customer. They see exactly the customer in this moment when he places the bet, and they see if they win big or lose. And so if he wins the bet, the trading team will give us notice, and we have the chance to contact the customer in the local language, congratulate him, send him a bottle of champagne and invite him for an event. At the event there are always people from Sportingbet taking care of the customer, brings them to the hotel, takes them to the stadium. There will be always something around It's a sport event. There might be also a poker tournament where we invite the customers to a dinner, and it becomes a very friendly atmosphere. And from our experience, it was always great fun for both sides.
Now, whilst you were watching that, I was doing a little extra research into the customer services and accounts management teams. Do you know they deal with almost 2 million requests for customer help every year and help to keep all of Sportingbet's customers safe and secure online? Let's go and meet them now. They're in Dublin, over in Ireland.
One of the most important things is to be online for our customers, to answer the chat straight away, to reply the emails as soon as possible. We have targets set up, we have service level agreements that we have set up, and to answer the phone call straight away, of course, as well. We cover more than just the business hours. It depends really on the market, depends on what time specific group of customers are contacting us, and we want to be here for them.
Sportingbet, καλημέρα σας.
Good afternoon, Sportingbet. How can I help you?
Sportingbet, bom dia. Fala Jorge. Em que posso ajudar?
We have many countries and many languages. Other domains get more chats, third domains could get more emails. It's really depends on the customer's preferences, how they would like to contact customer service. But these are our three main communication channels. The quality measurement tools that we use are Forquam, TPO, and CSAT survey that we get from our customers in live chat. Forquam measures the quality from our side, how we see it and how we want it to be. On the other side, TPO and CSAT survey measure the quality, the way our customers see it. Because it is important to measure it from here, from inside, but actually we work for our customers, and the most important tool, even I would say, is the feedback that our customers give us. Can-do attitude is one of the most important requirements for our quality, for the measurement. If there is no can-do attitude, we can't help our customers, basically. Can-do attitude is something that I think makes us different from others. This is our key to success.
Here in accounts management, our main area of responsibility is verifying that the customers are exactly who they say they are, that all the details they've provided to us are correct. And we do that really at two important points. We do that when the customers are making deposits, and we do that when the customers are making withdrawals. It's very important that deposits hit the customers' accounts quickly, because the customers are waiting, they want to make a bet. The event that they're betting on could be in play. They could be about to bet on who's going to score the next goal, whether a penalty kick is going to be successful or not. We could be talking about halfway through a football match, and they're betting live essentially, and it has to be like that. It's very important that that whole process is very seamless, very quick. Well, on the other side of the coin then, you have withdrawals. When customers have a balance on their account, when they've maybe had some winnings, they want the option to be able to withdraw those funds relatively quickly. It doesn't have to be as quick as a deposit, but still it has to be reasonably fast. So we look at the withdrawals that have been requested every day, and we approve them that day. The point being then that the customer gets the money back quickly, they have a good experience, and they're more likely to come back to us then in the future. The automated systems are very important because of the huge volumes of transactions that we have coming through. Tens of thousands of transactions coming through every day. But as well as the automated systems, we also have manual processes in place so that we can review accounts, review account details, and if needed, then request further verification from customers. And it might be a phone call. It might be a case of us requesting a document from a customer, like a scan of an ID card. In those situations, we'll very often work with the customer service department to contact the customer, because obviously the customer service department have all the language skills. They can speak to the customers from any of the countries that we deal with, and whether it's by phone or by email, then the communication process is very quick, and we can get the information turned around and make sure that the customer is able to enjoy their account without any restrictions. Well, if I had to sum up the three areas in accounts management that we work in, The main areas would be reviewing customer accounts at the point where deposits are made, reviewing customer accounts at the point where withdrawals are made, and making sure that at those 2 points and at other points in the cycle that we know exactly who the customers are. And that means verifying the details that the customer has provided to us, making sure that the payment options on the accounts are being used legitimately and that we're safe and that the customers are safe from any risk.
Well, that's it. Our journey's over. We've heard from the CEO and met up with the IT and web folks in London, followed the journey of a bet through the trading area and marketing department in Guernsey, touched base with one of the in-country sales teams and met with the customer services and accounts management functions in Dublin. But from me for now, Cat Cubie, thanks very much for listening. I'm off to place another bet on the football. Now should I put my bet on a football match in Germany? Perhaps Spain?